That evening, the friends whose camp we were in had returned back from Gallipolis, and I said, I have something I want to tell you. At that point, they was not sure if I was going to resign as pastor or what I was going to do. And at that point, I told them what God had said at 3 a.m. and that God had healed me. And
I mean, the first night we're going into camper, Monday night, and we're going up the steps, and we made a comment about, well, that first step's kind of high. We need to get a block to put down there. And we got up there, and Pastor Marv fell back like he always did. And then we got him over in the couch, caught him and got him over in the couch and sat him down. And then just to have that happen, you know, and then the next night you come back and he's up walking around. It's just, if you ever didn't believe, you had to believe then, because it was just the impact of seeing that. There's just no describing it.
The first thing Kevin said, well, let's go for a walk. And I said, I'm on.
I started out, and Pastor Marv was in the middle and Gerald on the outside. And we started jogging down through the lane there where the trailer, around where the trailers are parked. And we went just a short distance, and I said, that's enough, let's stop. I don't want to overdo it. And Pastor Marv said, no, said, this feels good, let's keep on going. So we kept going around the loop, and the really funny thing was, my buddy, he started getting a little bit tired and started peeling off, and me and Marv kept on going. So that was the really exciting thing, and that was just, talk about a blessing. That just put the icing on the hallelujah cake right there. That's right.
But finally, the story gets out.
What a day. What a day. Look at all these people. Good stuff. This whole neighborhood, man. We're about ready to have Pentecost.
Oh my goodness.
About ready to do it.
I told you, you wouldn't believe it.
Amen. God,
this is like acts like they are all drunk, or what are they?
Awesome. Boy,
Woo!
And but it got out anyway. And that evening, there's a small men's Bible study that meets, and so they're gathered together, and the news now is out, and finally they say, there's no use of us being here. We need to go down to our pastor. And so they loaded up their cars, and down they come. One of those was Steve Wilcoxon, who is a chiropractor down in the Gallipolis area.
This man was just, he was just up walking around, and you know, from all appearances, there was absolutely no problem at all. It's not like he was shuffling along with short steps. It's not like he was feeling weak and tired and run down. It was as if he had never had any problems at all. Dr.
Steve made this statement to the people who were there, saying, you know, this is not possible. And they said, well, we think we understand. He said, no, you really don't, because I was just in a seminar about this, and he goes to his car and gets his information, comes back and talks about that whole business of atrophy and how your muscles and your tendons and all that kind of stuff will not work. And he said at best he should have had both legs sprained, both of his ankles should have been sprained by now, or perhaps even broken as he tried to walk for the first time. And he said that's the miracle God that we serve. He was able to do that kind of thing in today's world.
That I received that weekend told us that a person on total bed rest will lose 1 to 3% of their strength per day on bed if they're on bed rest. And if rest continues for 3 to 5 weeks, their muscle strength can decrease by over 50%. So when I was sharing that with Marvin, I was telling him, you know, Marvin, I know there were times where he would have to come out of the chair and maybe stand for a moment and maybe pivot to like sit on a bed or sit on another chair or something like that, but I never saw him do that alone. It was always with a couple people holding him. But to see him walking down there on uneven ground even, I was sharing with him how the muscles of stability, you know, your ankles, other smaller helper muscles, other than just the big muscles that keep you standing, you know, how I was amazed that he should have maybe like twisted his ankle or some things like that, and he was just walking along with no problems at all. And
We're gonna go climbing.
Marv, I'm videoing this because this is important.
Amen.